Pete and Les arrived in Crete to stay with Brian and Andrew in the villa they built together.
Here we are, right?
But when it came to accommodation, they were in for a bit of a shock.
No! Who bloody hell was that, Brian?
Brian seemed to have let out their room.
I met a friend who needed somewhere to stay and they moved in.
So Pete and Les had to check into the local guest house. Not happy bunnies. Brian, meanwhile, was hard at work selling villas. The only problem was there were no customers. And when the team finally made peace again over dinner, who should interrupt them?
Hello.
Oh, hello.
But Brian's lodger.
This is Jenny.
And she seemed to have picked up a lodger of her own. So their domestic bliss was shattered, rather rudely.
We got no sleep last night at all because they were busy doing things all night.
It's late October, and the Cretan sun continues to shine. Up at the villa, Pete and Les are finally enjoying some of the benefits of their investment. Albeit with Brian's lodger still firmly ensconced in what should have been their room. It's been a peaceful morning, thanks largely to Andrew, who dispatched Brian into town with a large shopping list. But all that is about to change.
Hi everybody.
Hello.
I'm back.
Where are you?
I'm here.
Are you coming down?
Have I got a surprise for you?
Not another one. What the heck? Oh no.
What on earth have you got now?
It's actually simple. It's called a puppy.
What's it doing with you?
Well, it followed me.
You can't drive that slowly that thing followed you all the way in a car.
Well, I stopped and it jumped in. Look
Where
at
did
it.
you pick it up from?
On the rapid roo.
Whose is it?
I don't know. It's a stray.
Oh, come on, he's a puppy. Any puppy would come up to a car and
into a
try
car.
to get into
I mean,
a
look
car.
at it.
So it would appear that Brian's habit of picking up extra lodgers for the house continues,
What is das?
much to the annoyance of the last stray he met.
What is it? Another dog?
Yeah, it's a puppy.
But why?
Well,
you have already two.
I
You
know,
don't need a...
Look, please keep out of it.
No, you don't need another dog. For what?
Will you please?
They smell, they're dirty, I
Will
cannot
you
sleep in the
please
night.
keep out of it?
No, because I'm also here.
Yeah, okay. We'll talk about it later. All right. Please.
You know, you guys are very crazy. You don't need another dog. You have already two. It's enough.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, she does have a point, and for once she's not totally at odds with the others.
How are the other two going to react
I
to
think
it?
you'll be mad.
The other two love him.
What do you mean they love him? They haven't met him.
Oh, yes, they have.
When?
About 20 minutes ago.
So you didn't bother
Don't you
to
think
come
you
down
should tell
and
us
us
first?
straight away
Well, I
again?
thought it was probably best to make sure that they all got on well before I spoke to you all, okay?
They don't need to get on. He's not staying.
He's staying until we can find a home for him, and if we can't, that's it. All
He's
right.
not stopping. We do not need
I'm
another
not
dog.
arguing.
I think you need another dog, Brian, like you got a hole in your head.
He's a poor little thing and he needs love. I thought you'd be far more sympathetic than that. He needs a home.
Not this one.
Not the most reliable person to send shopping.
No.
So in the tradition of all Brian's lodgers, the new arrival quickly establishes himself as top dog. The following morning in Hania, and Brian has been called to a meeting by his employer, Cretan Traditional Homes, at their head office. The others, meanwhile, have spent a lazy morning down at the beach and are now doing what they spend much of their time doing, waiting for Brian. Finally, Brian is on his way home, but he's not looking happy. He had been hoping the company would allow him to switch from his role as a commission-only salesman to a salaried position better suited to his skills.
The annoying thing is that the meeting went exactly as I said it would go.
Well, that's...
I offered to help with marketing, That's not my job. There's a structure
He
there
doesn't
in
want
place.
even your assistance in doing that.
No.
I mean, that's where your strengths are.
I know. I need to look at another
Don't sell
direction.
houses. You don't like doing it, so don't do it.
All I want to do is do something because I'm sitting around like a stuffed strawberry patch.
But if Brian were to give up his job as a stuffed strawberry patch, what would he do?
Well, I suppose I could manage. Well, I suppose I know I could manage a nightclub, but Andrew's dead against that.
Why would you run a nightclub?
I've run nightclubs before. Managed, not so much managed them hands-on. I've been driving the thing along and employing people to run them. This is a different ball game because I won't be the owner.
I wouldn't be happy at you doing that at all. I really wouldn't. It may sound selfish, but I'm sure there are other things that you could do, other skills you can use, and I think that's what we should be investigating. I think nightclub is the wrong direction completely. It would be the same as the selling houses. It wouldn't be successful.
Brian, you obviously disagree with that, do you?
Yeah, I do. I fundamentally disagree with it because I wouldn't allow it to take over our lives. However, I still want to explore. I want to know. I'm an inquisitive sort of person. I need to know what the scene is here. I think we'll have a night on the town.
So that evening, Brian heads for the bright lights of Hania. Accompanied by a rather reluctant Pete and Les.
Do we have to?
Yes, you have to. Indulge me.
Andrew, meanwhile, is hard at work back in Elmerida. He's doing the evening shift at the car rental company.
There is just there and there.
But what does he feel about Brian's little adventure?
Okay.
Oh, Andrew's 100% behind me. He really is. And I think that between the two of us, we'll get it sorted out. I think he loves the idea of the excitement, and he has a few reservations, but apart from that, no, he's fine. He is honestly fine.
He's just got this bee in his bonnet, so let him get it out of his system. I know he doesn't like the job he's doing. He'll get it out of his system and then we'll rule it out. But we are not going down that route. We are not going to do a nightclub. We'll spend more time apart and it's just a non-starter. So the answer is a definite no.
This may not be Pete and Les's scene, but Brian's appetite has definitely been whetted. So he decides to quiz the owner for more information.
We open our places late in the night, around 9 o'clock.
Until
4 o'clock in the morning, except Fridays and Saturdays, where we go until 6, 7. I mean, actually what is different from England is that the time you close in the pubs in England, we open hours here. That is the difference.
how does your married life work its way?
Well, I am lucky because I have an English wife, so she's very understanding. She's very glad we have this place, and she trusts me a lot.
Unfortunately for Brian, though, his English partner doesn't seem to trust him.
There are other things he could do. He could work in tavernas, he could work in restaurants. He doesn't have to own a club or work in a club. A club is a late night thing that doesn't start till probably midnight or something. And, you know, that's just not what we came here for. We came here to spend more time together, not less.
The club scene is so different. I'm changing my ideas all the time because to try and bring a big UK club here will fail. Right. Absolutely fail.
Are you enjoying yourselves?
Well, not really, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. You know, my idea of a nightclub is Ronnie Scott's.
Well, Ronnie Scott's, the next club, definitely is not. But it does seem to have brought out the old rocker in Pete.
Not better. Much better.
While Brian does his best to drown out the noise with a triple gin and tonic.
Oh, yes. That's my place.
You enjoy that?
I enjoyed that.
Lovely bar. Totally different to the first one.
Yeah, I could go in there if I was out on my own. I could go in there and I think I could enjoy myself. I'd go in there on my own.
I know you would if I let you.
Where's the next one you looked at, Brian?
It's now 1 in the morning. And time to head for Khania's newest, hippest club, a kind of Indian Middle East fusion, which is definitely attracting the in crowd, as well as one or two others. Oh, it looks as if Brian's pulled. Oh no, he was just ordering the drinks. So, for starters, it's the usual large G&Ts all round, followed by a Hubble Bubble chaser. Well, that seemed to have hit the spot. It's now 3:30 in the morning, and for some inexplicable reason, no one, apart from the film crew, seems to be tired.
Absolutely great.
Much better.
Well,
yeah.
that's a nightclub.
That's a great club.
That's a proper nightclub.
That really is a great club.
Yeah.
Everyone enjoying themselves, including us.
Excellent. The rhythm comes up from your toes.
You can't help it, can you?
I mean, everyone's just
Excellent. Let's
dance away
go.
down the road. Come on, shake that
We're
ass.
all to see the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
So as they head off down the red brick road for their next appointment, for us, it's definitely time for bed. The following morning, and for once it's not the lodger who's been responsible for keeping Andrew awake.
We had a great night last night, you know. It was brilliant.
Yes, you told me that at 5 o'clock this morning when I was trying to sleep.
Well, it was just instantaneous feelings, you know. I mean, you come home on a high and I want to share it.
As long as you got it out of your system, that's fine.
I don't understand why you're so anti it without even talking it through properly.
We have talked about this endlessly. We'll spend even less time together than we had in Coventry.
Well, we could spend as much time together as we wanted if you worked in the club with me.
I don't want to spend time with you in a club all the time.
Bear with me. Just think.
It's not what we came here to do. We've had this discussion I don't know how many times. The answer remains the same. I do not want to be involved in a club. I don't want you to be involved in a club. You don't really want to be involved in a club. You're only thinking about it because you don't like the job you are doing at the moment.
That's not the point at all.
That is the point. If you had a job that you enjoyed at the moment, you wouldn't even be thinking about it.
So what are you worried about?
I'm worried about us spending less and less time
Are you worried
together.
about me wandering off with something?
No.
Are you?
No, not at all.
Good, because it won't happen.
No, it won't happen because you're not going to run a club.
So you might consider it then?
No.
I've got this passion building up.
I'm not going to buckle under this one. We're not going to do it. It's not what we came here for. We are not going to do it. I've let you do things before when I've said no, but on this occasion, no means no.
Right, that's your final word?
It is.
Well, thank you for your support.
Pleasure.
I'm really pleased.
As a way of relieving the tension and hopefully the hangovers, Pete has decided to rally the team for one of his outdoor challenges. His canoes have been liberated from the garage, the film crew's minibus commandeered, and the expedition heads for the beach. Brian is not normally a fan of physical activity, but he's doing his best to show enthusiasm in the hope of mending the rift with Andrew.
Mine, it's very heavy.
On the beach. Right, over my head. Don't forget it's a lot heavier than the other one. Forwards. Backwards. 3 men in a boat.
Certainly Pete has his work cut out with this motley band of novices, and it seems likely this afternoon will tax his patience to the hilt. As with all things, there's a right way and a wrong way to go about canoeing. And Pete wisely decides to put Brian through his paces on dry land first.
Don't flick your fag in front.
Lesson 1, getting into your canoe.
Where's the chair?
There ain't a chair, mate. Slide your legs into there.
Like a cork in a bottle, Pete.
Jump
This
out.
is ridiculous.
Jump out. Sit further back. Slip your legs under, then slide in. You're in. Very good.
But if Brian thought that getting in was a problem,
Don't laugh. It's complete.
perhaps the reason Brian found it so difficult was that he didn't have the right underpants.
It's very fetching, that is.
Hang on, I'll turn it into a codpiece.
So, equipped with the correct attire, Pete sallies forth to demonstrate to Brian just how it should be done.
Mad, this lad.
And now we see why the waterproof Y fronts are so essential.
Wait for the next wave. That's it.
And of course, Pete is in his element.
Give us a twirl. Johnny, good.
But now it's Brian's turn. And tension mounts on Almerida Beach.
Come on then.
I'll get wet.
I bet that was a bit of a shock to the system. So far, so good. There is just one small thing, though.
You're not floating yet.
Aren't we?
Nope. You are now. Just get up.
Just trying to get my balance.
That's it. You just wiggle about and see how stable it is. I'm going to try and paddle a couple of strokes.
Very good. Let's do a roller for us.
Don't go too far out. Brian, use your paddle to stabilise it.
But it turns out Brian's a bit of a natural. Somehow he's got just the right rhythm.
Side.
That is it.
Oh, well done. Well done.
So the fearless conqueror returns. And will he be taking it up as a hobby?
No, I did not enjoy that at all. I think I put my back out for a year.
If nothing else, Pete's canoe trip succeeded in easing the tension between Brian and Andrew. And Andrew even seems to be coming to terms with Brian's most recent addition to the family.
Now, you've got taffled up, you daft thing. You know, we can't really turn him out on the street because that's what somebody else has done. So, you know, we have to look after him until such time as he can be found a new home.
Have you given him a name yet?
He's rather prone for sort of nipping ankles and sort of running round you. So we came up with the name Nipper for him, which he does seem to respond to. But I've made Brian promise not to bring home any more waifs and strays because 3 is quite literally enough.
Brian, meanwhile, is gathering his thoughts on what to do next with regard to a job.
Well, one thing's for certain, he's not going to budge on this nightclub, so I've written some options down. I won't do anything that he's totally against. We've always said that we had to have an agreement on something, or at least, if there's a grey area, we both give it a shot. But that was absolutely black and white. And I suppose he's right. So, the option of a nightclub is not there. So, what I've got here are 6 options. Nightclub, which is out. Cafe bar. Taverna with a full licence. Sit around and wait, continue with what I'm doing, or go home. Well, the latter isn't on. We're not going to go home. Sit around and wait, well, that's a failure. No. So we're down to basically 2 options, a cafe bar or a taverna. And I favour number 2, which is a cafe bar.
And talking of cafe bars, who should we spot later that morning down in the village of Plaka but Brian's German lodger? So, is this yet another new friend she's made?
Oh no. It's my father.
It's your father?
Yes.
Is he looking for a room too now?
No. He lives here.
He lives here?
Yes.
I live in Plaka. I have a house here in Plaka.
You have a house here?
Yes, here in Plaka. Mm.
So, why can't you stay with your father?
Oh no. No. It's not possible. But ask him.
Why can't she stay with you, sir?
Oh, no. I have another daughter. And, you know, one daughter from this one is enough. No, thank you. So I give her some money to find a room, and well, it's better for me, you know, for our whole family, and we live in peace, and that is okay.
So your father pays for you to live somewhere else?
Yes. I don't know why. I think I'm a very nice person, but he asked me, please, can you do it for me? Do me a favor. And I said, okay, if you want to.
I like you very much, Charlene, you know this, but you're just too loud, you know, do you understand?
Do you think you're a problem, Charlene?
Not really, no. I think I'm quite easy.
Well, Pete and Les go home later today, don't they? How do you feel about that?
Really?
Yeah. You look very happy about that.
No, I'm not.
So the mystery of the German lodger is solved. And as the autumn clouds finally appear on the horizon, it's time for Pete and Les to say their goodbyes.
Cheers, mate. Bye. Look after yourself. We got off to a shaky start.
It's been a testing week for Les and Pete, but once again the strength of their friendship has somehow endured against the steepest of odds.
Bye.
Oh, bye.
Have a nice flight.
Good riddance.
See you again next year, maybe.
Oh, she's taking a piss.
Have a nice flight.
I do not expect to see her when we return.
Bye.
She's got to go, you know.
Bye.
See you soon.
See ya. Cheers.
So will you miss those two?
Always miss them. They're such
We
a
didn't really
bundle
see
of
as
fun.
much of them because they weren't staying here this
I
time.
know. I feel terrible.
I don't know how you got away with that this time.
Well,
You do get us into some scrapes.
I'll get us out of it as well.
Well, get us out of that one up there now.
I will do. I don't
He's-
care if she's listening.
You got him here? Get rid of him.
Okay.
In the next programme, Brian is summoned for a nerve-wracking interview to manage a cafe bar.
So what about money? How expensive? Too expensive? Yes!
But the owner forgets to tell his staff they've got a new manager.
Hello. Hi. I'm Brian.
I'm very busy.
Yeah? He doesn't know who the hell I am.
And when the builder arrives to give them the quote for finishing off downstairs, it's more than double what they'd anticipated.
I'm staggered at the cost of it. I really am.
So, time to break news of the shortfall to Pete and Les.
It's not a bloody shortfall, Brian. That's the old bloody budget short.
Yes.